Hey, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Hidden Rows. It's Utari back with another tier list video. Today we'll be going over the defense meta tier list. So this is not how good each of these individual jutsu are, but how often you see it within the current competitive meta of Shinobi Striker. So again, those four game modes are base battle, combat battle, flag battle, and Ninja World Face Off, so survival mode. So I'll be going over each one and giving my thoughts on where they place in the current meta. So starting off at the top left corner, we have Fire Style, Blast Bomb Dance. So this is jutsu that you get from the Obito DLC, and I have this one in D tier. The reason being is because even though it's a pretty cool looking jutsu, the enemy can sub out of it, so you don't actually get the full damage. It does leave bird damage, but again, you're trying to kill somebody with this, and the charge is just too long. So defense types will opt to use other things. Even if you're playing at a casual level, they won't really mess with this jutsu. Of course, like with all jutsu, you'll see it here and there, but this one is definitely a D tier jutsu. Following after this, we have Bringing Down the House Jutsu. So this one has gained popularity within the past few weeks. The buffs to it have been quite nice, so I'm gonna have to put this one in B tier. It's not quite A or S tier because there are still other jutsus that players opt to use within the current competitives, but it's still pretty decent. That it's not C or uh, D. So yeah, I'm gonna have this one in B tier. However, the next one is going to be our first S jutsu. So we have Hidden Forest Emergence. This one you see a lot in base battle and in flag battle. It's really popular and predominant in the current meta. The debuff is just super good, and then of course it keeps your opponents there. That cast is almost instantaneous, so you can pretty much catch somebody without them reacting to it, unless somebody's anticipating you doing it. Then it is reactable, but other than that, it's a great move to catch people off guard. So S tier for sure. Demon Hunter also another S tier. You see this a lot more with the healing buff on it. So now that it heals and it deals more damage, this thing is pretty much a nightmare unless you have a counter for it because I've like the the type with the most health and has great damage on their normal attacks coming at you with like hyper armor. That's insane. So yeah, this one is definitely a S tier jutsu. Dome Wall had a pretty big nerf back in the day, so it's not as powerful. It's still a 3 on damage, but it definitely has lost its appeal since one of the best Dome Wall users doesn't even use this anymore. But it had its pretty good run. It's in C tier for now. It does have its uses still, but there's a lot of things that break it. So um, people opt to use other types of shields, especially if they reset or anything of that nature. So just a common jutsu, C tier. This next jutsu, however, the Dragon Flame Bomb, really popular, only gaining in popularity. The tracking is pretty good, so because of how much you see it, this is definitely an S tier jutsu. You see a lot in combat battle and in the pit. You may see it here occasionally in base battle, but not too much in flag unless the tank just wants to destroy whoever is coming towards the flag. But definitely a S tier jutsu. Now this next one, Mud Wall, the Mud Dragon, used to be just not very popular, but because of the current meta, you see this a lot in flag battle, especially because if the defense gets pulled away, then this thing will still be there. The best thing about it is you can charge it while it's already active, so you can almost have this thing spammed out if no one's messing with you. But again, you see it a lot nowadays. So I'm gonna put this one in A tier because of how much uses it has, taking down shields on base battle. This is definitely one of the more predominant jutsus now in the meta. The Earth Pillar Explosion. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it's called, but this one did shoot up in popularity within the last couple of patches. It's gone down now because of defense types opting to use other things, but it's still pretty useful in the current meta. So I'm gonna put this in B tier. Not below average, not above average, just right there. You see it enough that it's definitely a B tier meta jutsu. Flame formation. Now you don't see this anywhere in survival mode. I'd say you wouldn't see this in flag either, but in base, you'll get it if teams are running a stall strategy at B, and you'll almost always see it in high level matches in combat battles. So this is definitely a S tier jutsu. This flame formation had pretty big nerfs where you didn't see it at all, but now it's back and better than ever. So, well, not better than ever, but it's back and better than what it was. So, yep, S tier jutsu for sure. Grand Sand Mausoleum. This jutsu is stupid. Like, it goes through walls and its tracking is insane. Like, this is crazy. Like, defense just deals so much damage. The worst part is you can't even sub this. So, like, even if you do survive it, you can't even sub the initial explosion. And it's only gotten more popular with the buff to Kamui, making the attack damage do massive hits to you. So yeah, Grand Slam Mausoleum, I'll put it in A tier. There's still other things that defense are doing with the current meta, but this one you definitely see a lot in, especially in combat battle and in the pit. So Grand Slam Mausoleum is an A tier jutsu. And next we have the Hidden Mist jutsu. Okay, this one's a C tier. Like, you see it around, but yeah, like, people, again, you need like certain stuff to run with this, and it's, you know, not as reliable with that cellular extraction being so predominant. The good thing is that the mist actually stays up while the user is alive, regardless of if they're extracted or not. The effects are pretty good, but yeah, the charge time isn't something that a lot of the people in the current meta like, especially for what you got to do to set this up. So C tier jutsu for sure. Kamui Climax is an S tier. I don't need to explain too much on it. It makes you invisible or invincible. You can pull up pillars, take points, and then you get an attack buff while it's active. So definitely a S tier jutsu in the meta. This next one here, we have the Mud Wall. This one's a D tier jutsu. We got another D tier jutsu on the list. Defense don't have that many D tier jutsu, but this definitely one. This definitely is one. They keep buffing it, but still, it's just a giant wall that goes up straight up. You can do damage, but yeah, just not really good in the current meta. Jizo, however, is a pretty decent jutsu. Its damage is good. Its effects of reducing healing is good. So definitely a solid jutsu that you see often enough that I have to put it in B tier. So yeah, it's really good. Of course, all the jutsu that heals will be more popular. Since this one doesn't have a healing factor, you don't see it as much, but still, it's really predominant in 2 of the 4 game modes that I listed. So B tier. Rotation is kind of similar to Nino Jizo, so I also have this one B tier. Just the in-play style builds, they're pretty much all going to be here in B tier. Or like, it's just you have a meta with one of these. So yeah, rotation is also B tier. This next one, Partial Expansion, is C tier. It's gaining in popularity, so I wouldn't be surprised if it moved up in the next few weeks. It's just the cool time one. I think it's the fastest jutsu in the game. Like, it has the lowest cool time. You have armor, you knock people off Shan Shield. You got 2 different types of animations for it. So yeah, right now it's C tier, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets more popular within the next few weeks or so. And like I said earlier, B tier for all these star jutsu. So because of the nerfs to this rock pillar, it's still annoying to deal with, but you don't see it as much because the healing factor just isn't as good as it used to be. So B tier for sure. We have Reaper Death Seal. This one's a C tier jutsu. You don't see this pretty much anywhere but the pit. People who play the star and wait to use this as their trump card, they'll use this to guarantee their KOs at the end. But this one might lose its appeal in the pit because of the new redesign to the point system. So you can't get that super comeback mechanic like you used to. But we'll see. Right now it's a C tier. Ripple is definitely A tier. So it's not S tier where you see it all the time within those current metas. You mainly see it in the pit, but it's still just a really solid jutsu that you see it all the time, especially in 1v1s. So yeah, Ripple A tier for sure. Now Sage mode is in C tier as well. The reason being is because you don't see it anywhere outside the pit. Like you may see people running it when they're solo queuing, and it's definitely a solid jutsu. The nerf did hurt it a lot. That it used to be where it was spammable. Now it's not spammable at all. Like you maybe get it twice a game. You'll definitely get it multiple times in survival mode. So it'll definitely get more a popularity within that game mode. But the other three, they ask defense types to do other things. So C tier jutsu. Sand Shield I have here in S tier. You'll see it all the time, especially if it's a base battle or combat battle. People trying to get the flag. You can even see it on flag battle. What you would call it, putting it up over the flag, resetting the tech types jutsu. So yeah, definitely a S tier jutsu. You see it all the time. Sand Shower, however, not as popular as the C tier. People normally run this with like Wood Strangle or Water Bubble, just to like get people to sit in there. So it's really powerful. But yeah, if you're going against a full team, they'll support the ally who's caught in sort of this trap. So Sand Shower really annoying to deal with. Perfect for stealing kills within survival mode, but it's definitely lost its appeal from the beginning of the game with people playing at a higher level. So C tier for sure. With Strangle, however, you still see it a lot. People still come up with different tricks to like do heavy damage now with all these ninja tools, scientific ninja tools coming out and whatnot. So this is a B tier, another average one. Defense types, they still have other options that they prefer over this one, but still, seen around here enough that it's a B tier. Then we have Baby Shark Bomb. So Shark Bomb Jutsu, this one's the final D tier jutsu. Defense types don't have much D tier jutsus, but yeah, Shark Bomb, you don't see it. It got a buff this past patch. It has more increased damage. I think it's still a 1 on damage though, but I mean, it's still nice. The activation's kind of long, and the tracking isn't the best, and the range isn't the best as well. So yeah, D tier for sure. We got Snake Thrust, the defense cheese. This thing does everything. It slows you down, regains their health, breaks your guard, breaks sand shield, breaks water pillar, or goes through water pillar at least, goes through objects. Yeah, and it's a 2 on range. So this thing has an incredibly fast cast, though it can be countered if you're paying attention to it. But yeah, definitely one of the most seen jutsu for defense types today, used in pretty much all game modes. So S tier. Then you have Heavy Boulder. Heavy Boulder's kind of interesting because like you see it, but then you don't see it. It's like it's kind of like, is it throwing? Is it not? Do we want the tank to flag run? Do we not want it? Do we want to just roll in a circle on the base type of thing? So I have this in C tier just because of I definitely see other things besides this, but like I do see this in like flag battle or in the pit. People running this with Subterranean to either run away or to like just be a nuisance to you. So yeah, have Human Boulder, C tier. Then we have Subterranean, S tier. No other explanation needed. Summoning Toad I also have in B tier. It's kind of like another one of those stall type builds, like a pillar or a Neo Jizo. You just sit there, and have that toad attack you. And this toad is pretty accurate, pretty annoying. It doesn't stay there for long, but now it gives a attack debuff, so definitely helping to stall out your enemy. So B tier for sure. Super Expansion Jutsu I have in A tier. You see this a lot on base battle. Taking a base, combining it with trees. You can also see it in flag battle. Maybe in in combat battle, if they're being funny, you don't really see them running other stuff outside of water prison or whatever in combat battle. But yeah, this one's an A tier for sure. Along with Toad Oil, definitely A tier. You have several types of combat tanks that you can do. You can do a pure scroll grabber, you be the damage dealer, or you can be the jutsu sealer. So this is definitely one of the parts of the meta in combat battle. So yeah, A tier for sure for the total oil. And then we have Baby Water Prisoner. I have this in C tier. So yeah, Baby Water Prison's in C tier. It's with Sand Shower, pretty much is when you'll see it, or if you're trying to like one shot with the Scientific Ninja tools. But yeah, we got Big Water Prison, which is S tier. You already know that. It's pretty much the go-to combat battle jutsu, but you can also see in base if they're not running trees, if they want to like get somebody trapped off the base. But yeah, S tier for sure. And then the last jutsu, Super Shark Bomb, is A tier. You'll see this in combat battle in the pit. Sometimes base battle if you're trying to like combine again with trees to like reset jutsu, kill people off, that sort of thing. But yeah, definitely A tier for sure. So with that all being said, that's my list for the defense type meta. Again, this isn't how good the jutsu is, just the meta. And if you have any other thoughts on anything that I placed, whether it should be higher or lower, definitely put that in the comment section, because this is a discussion and the last two videos have gotten a lot of support and we've had a good discussion. I've changed my my views and opinions on where I've placed these initially. So yeah, I do appreciate the input. Stay tuned for the next tier list. We got one more class to go, which is the attack types, which I'll probably switch it up and actually do how good the attack type jutsu is compared to the meta, because right now we see a lot of Naruto jutsu, but we don't know if that's going to be the meta now. So yeah, we'll see how it goes and how it progresses within these next few weeks. But yeah, appreciate everyone for coming through and checking out this video. We're almost to our goal of 1,000 subscribers. So if you're watching this after that, then hey, we made it. But other than that, appreciate everyone again. Thanks for coming to the Hidden Rows, and I'll catch you in the next one. Utari out. Peace.